terrific history, great racetrack, huge character. We've got a soft tyre race now and a question mark over how they'll behave through the journey.
So there are 36 races in this championship in 2015. This one is number 29. 21 laps to come here as we take a look at the Fuso starting grid on the softer rubber. David Reynolds starting from pole position. He's off to new pastures next year, but with a point to prove. McLaughlin, the Kiwi, would love to win another one here. James Courtney, that car was very good on soft tyres, right beside our championship leader. Scott Pye, devastated about what happened in terms of the decision in the previous race, but that car has not been out of the top 10 all weekend long. That's good for Andre Heimgartner as well. On row 6, he was well down the order in starting terms for the previous one. Rick Kelly for Nissan alongside Will Davison. Lots of work there, of course, at Erebus Motorsport in the wake of race 28 earlier today. Todd Kelly was on that vacant grid spot there a moment ago for Jason Bright. We've covered that story. The Farrison entry for James Moffat, who was very quick in Friday practice, second fastest in session 1. David Wall alongside Dale Wood and Ash Walsh in the second of the Erebus entries.
I'm sure a lot of our Kiwi followers are wondering why Shane van Gisbergen's down the order, particularly given how well he went in the previous race. On the soft tyre, they undershot slightly with their tyre pressures on car number 97. And so though they felt like the pressures came up and normalised more appropriately on the second flying lap, all the grip was to be had on the first flying lap and they just weren't there. They've made a few small changes to this car as well. Keep an eye out for Shane. He'll start out of 13th position and he'll be trying to make sure that he can nurse that rubber to the best of his incredible skills and car control skills to get a result.
And over the weekend, the points gathered along the way go towards the Jason Richards Memorial Trophy. Let us know. Hashtag V8SC. Who's going to win that trophy tomorrow afternoon after the 200Ks here?
So I was standing down there before Rusty between turns 10 and 11, just explaining the character of the track. When you stand there, it's almost impossible to detect the bumps. Bring the field in for you now. They need to be millimetre perfect.
Reynolds back on pole, like he was at Bathurst. Graham McPherson there on the radio. Final instructions to Craig Lowndes as he lined up on the grid. Reynolds right beside him. Then McLaughlin and Whincup. Tandem made unbelievable ground in the previous race. He went from grid position 17 up into the top 10. He's a demon starter. Watch for him further down the order as well. Out of position 11. ITM 500, second race of the day. It's a super sprint Saturday here. Can David Reynolds get away smarter than he did in that first race? Get this 55 gripped up. He gets away nicely. So does Craig Lowndes, and Lowndes has done a brilliant job at the start. Will Reynolds be able to hold him on that run through 1? Lowndes has done it. Lowndes has wrestled the lead from David Reynolds. Off goes Nick Percat in the background.
Lowndes got a great jump and immediately signalled his intentions. He started to crowd David and he was just far enough in front that he could command track position when it counted. David had to fan the throttle just to give him some space, and that was critical for Lowndes, so he can now control. I don't know what happened to Nick Percat there, but probably got a little bump. It doesn't take much when you're on the outside on cold tyres at turn 1. It's very dirty out there.
Bit of elbow rubbing going on. Look back here, Garth Tander and Shane van Gisbergen. That's close with Scott Pye, van Gisbergen.
I think Cam Waters got a fair shove there as well as they made the run down towards the hairpin. I saw the Pepsi Max Ford twitching.
Jamie Whincup ahead of Scott McLaughlin as well. McLaughlin, remember, started P3. So those two Red Bull Commodores, 1 and 3 at the moment. It's Craig Lowndes leading the way.
These blokes will be loving the feeling in these cars on this first lap. They've just done a race on the hard tyre and now they get a grip birthday and it feels fantastic. But what you cannot do is afford to use it all at once. You've got to be patient. And right at the moment, Reynolds is seizing an opportunity here. He's in the draft behind Lowndes. Going to be very difficult to have a look down the inside because Craig will be well aware of it. He'll brake as late as he dares. Both of them on a teetering edge. Under brakes into 5.
Gee, we've seen a few of them go deep under brakes and have trouble on the bumps there at turn 5 over the weekend so far. Reynolds right at the limit. And look at them. Look at the margin they have over Whincup. He's close here.
Craig covered then into the hairpin. He positioned the car one wide. Hey, some days you're the windscreen, some days you're the bug. The bug just lost.
It's on our hamburger cam on the roof there. Reynolds looking good here. He's had some good sectors. Whincup, a good middle sector as well. So that 55 Bottle Falcon really starting to wind up. Look at the way Craig's car danced across the bump there into 1.
These two are just skipping away slightly. It's 1.5 seconds back to Whincup. He's going to play a different game.
It's like Fabian Coulthard putting pressure on Scott Pye for 9th place in the background there as well. Look at Pye defending here from the Freightliner Commodore. And right with them, Garth Tander. Good job, Van Gisbergen from the start. Car 97 up into 8th place. Here's Tander down the inside of Fabian Coulthard at turn 8 as some legends watch on. Dick Johnson on the left. Roger Penske to the right.
Check the gaps for you in lap speed as they cross the control line. Lowndes further improves the fastest lap of the race. It's a 63.2. He's still got half a second over David Reynolds, then Whincup, McLaughlin, Winterbottom, who made quite a number of changes to his car between the races. Car 222, Nick Percat's being asked by race control to redress his position in the field as well after touring the grass. Here's the replay of the start. How's James Moffat? 2 wheels in the green stuff. And James almost got into the back of Rick Kelly's car. That was the reason why he went down the inside. And Garth Tander was trying in vain to get down to the right-hand side of Coulthard as well.
Just looked as though Van Gisbergen didn't get necessarily a great start there. It was a fierce battle going on. He's gone from 13th up into 8th place, though. Van Gisbergen has made some ground in car 97. Reynolds, 0.5 behind Craig Lowndes, who has the fastest lap of the race so far.
That's a new lap record, which we expected to see on soft tyre. McLaughlin had the lap record. He set it here last year, 63.72. Here's Van Gisbergen. He's in 8th position. He started in position number 13. I detailed that. Look at the way Tim Slade was sliding the car out of turn 4. That's something that he will not want to do too much of on the soft tyre. They don't like it.
Getting that flow through those opening sequence of corners on the run to 4. Some of them using that very inside piece of curbing. Some brave stuff there. So Whincup is 0.6 shy of Reynolds. Here we go. This is car 97. Shane Van Gisbergen, the Kiwi, executes the move on Slade and gets by. That's for 7th spot in this race.
Meantime, race control have signalled on the computer timing that Nick Percat has to redress and give position to Michael Caruso. So 22 must move behind car number 23. Lowndes. That lap was a little slow. It was a 63.46.
16 to go. Who's going to manage that degradation, look after this softer rubber? And maybe that'll pay dividends at the finish of this race. Van Gisbergen on Slade.
Tim made it easy for him, stayed up nice and high, gave him plenty of room. He knew that there was a lot of pressure coming there, and here it is again externally. And Shane goes down the inside where it's dirtier, but he tightens up the line. Tim sidesteps. And there's no point trying to drive the car out of rhythm. And Tim Slade recognised that, and the amount of sliding that he was doing off turn 4 before when we saw that shot, he knows that he can't afford to do too much of that. And he's probably vulnerable now to this next group of cars, so he wants to try and maybe make some internal adjustments and then look after those rear tyres and try and at least mitigate the problems that he's got. We're on board now with Fabian Coulthard. He's in position 10. Tough race for him in the previous. We'll stay with him on this lap. Enjoy this, folks. It's a great lap. as it's about to come to completion for Fabian is the amount of wheel spin that we're seeing there. One of the other things that is important to note is that they don't need to preserve these tyres. They won't be using tomorrow. It's another set of soft tyres they have tomorrow, so they can torch them. But he had a lot of wheel spin on at least a couple of occasions around here, coming out of 4 off the back straight and out of the hairpin for Fabian. I'm surprised, unless there's a communications issue at Lucas Dumbrell Motorsport for Nick Percat, there was computer timing confirmation that they needed to redress positions with Michael Caruso. He didn't, so now he's getting a pit lane penalty and a drive-through.
Yeah, I just want to clear that up with Barry Hay, because I did see Barry quickly chase down Frank Adamson. So we just want to clarify exactly. You obviously had the call for Nick to readdress with car 23. So just your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, they did explain it to us in the driver's briefing that, you know, we can't take an advantage of going across the grass, but you can clearly see he got stitched up, and where we come out, we were worse off anyway. So we just went down to see the officials. It's halfway down pit lane. It's a 1 minute lap, bang, you know, by the time you got it sorted, you're in the shit, you got to drive through. So it's the way it goes, eh? Win some, lose some.
Thanks, Barry.
Straight shooting. Team boss there. He's not the team owner. Lucas Dumbrell will be pretty upset with that too, I would imagine.
There's a plain drive-through penalty outstanding for car 222.
So race director Tim Schinken now issuing another radio warning there for car 222. So there's a bit of frustration inside the garage there. Repair Management Australia, Holden Commodore. And while that conversation was taking place between Barry and Rihanna, Grant McPherson was also in conversation with Craig Lowndes, just telling him to go gentle on those tyres, because that margin that he's got has now suddenly jumped up to 1 second or very close to it. So he was also reading out lap speed and sector splits for Reynolds.
It's a battle here with Rick Kelly and Cameron Waters for 12th position. In behind them, Will Davison and Lee Holdsworth. And Cam had started in the top 10 with a good job qualifying on that softer rubber, but he's got some spots here to be 13th at the moment in that Pepsi Max Ford. For Heimgartner, he's got a couple of decent sectors that have popped up. He's down in 17th at the moment for Super Black Racing.
So in championship terms, Craig Lowndes at the moment on target to continue to melt that margin. He's in first, Winterbottom is in fifth, and here's Nick serving that drive-through. So Percat's on the radio at the moment saying that this is ridiculous. I was pushed off the road and now I've got to give a place back and I've taken a penalty. So no doubt he'll have something to say at the end of the race.
Here, Mark Winterbottom is 0.5 behind Scott McLaughlin for 4th place. As we take a look at the front, Lowndes through by 0.7 ahead of Reynolds.
RD, I don't reckon there was any chance that Craig Lowndes was going to lose that start. I think he would have gone round the outside no matter what, and clearly championship on his mind too, but he's doing absolutely everything that he needs to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, Davey Reynolds was a little bit nice to him in turn 1, which was good, because Craig wasn't very nice to him in Tassie, I seem to remember. So I was...
he must have forgotten.
Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, Craig's doing a great job at the moment. Jamie's the quickest on the circuit at the moment as well, so we'll see how it pans out. Still 10 to go or something.
Still 10 to go, but the boy does know how to lead these things. I don't remember too many leads being given away by Craig Lowndes, doesn't matter what.
Yeah, our soft tyre though is, you know, we've got to see what the degradation's like over the length of this race. Give us a good pointer for tomorrow, as you know.
Absolutely, thanks mate.
Yeah.
Just on that last lap speed, Whincup was the fastest, as Roland just pointed out. He sees that on his data as well. Lowndes was 4th fastest. Oh, off the road, and a big incident here for Lowndes. He's in the wall. The race leader in the wall. That looked like a left trigger a safety car. And Lowndes, big damage, hard into the wall.
Yeah.
Something must surely have failed.
It looked like the left rear or something had gone. What has happened to Craig Lowndes here?
So the good news is he's okay. There you go. So it's hurt a tyre.
And what will this do in terms of the championship? leading by 0.7.
There's a big moment. Let's have a look at it again in replay. So here he comes off the final corner. So is it a wear issue, or had that tyre copped some damage on a curb somewhere? There won't be very much of it to look at it. So it's let go big time. Plucked the left rear guard, which is a composite guard, off it. And of course, as soon as he's put any right-hand lock on it to turn the corner, it was impossible to control the car. So remember, it's doing 255 kilometres an hour here and has just pitched that car. Fortunately, reasonably square impact. That yields the lead to David Reynolds. Safety car out, so the Lexus RCF will control. Let's listen to this and watch. That would have felt like an eternity for Craig Lowndes. So he just had to sit there with opposite lock. He looked over his left shoulder. He knew the wall was coming. He would have relaxed his body. You can see there's nothing left of the carcass of the tyre on that left rear rim. It's plucked the entire guard off. He's got everything clamped up brake-wise. It's making sparks out of the front left tyre. It's down to the steel belts on the tyre. Full opposite lock and hard into the concrete wall.
Look at how much bodywork had been torn off the back of it from that tyre. And there are 2 points on this track where you hit 255 kilometres an hour. The fastest speeds we see at Pookie, when that tyre let go, it was at about that marker. Unbelievable. And the onboard look, it felt more severe. I guess in some ways, he's fortunate it wasn't worse. But this is a championship changer potentially. Lowndes was ahead, leading this race. The bloke he was fighting for the title with at the pointy end of the ladder, Mark Winterbottom, was 5th at that stage. He would have clipped more out of it. This is the view from Reynolds. It's like a mini explosion going off when that tyre lets go.
Reaction in the Red Bull Racing Australia garage. Round here, because of the aggressive nature of the curbs, very easy to damage a tyre, so I wouldn't be at all surprised if that tyre had a nick in it, maybe lost a little bit of pressure. I wouldn't have thought that you'd have a wear issue at this point.
Grant McPherson, obviously, first of all, Craig Lowndes is okay after that, but real shot in the guts for you guys after doing absolutely everything right. Clearly a tyre letting it down for some reason, we don't know why.
Yeah, all we know at this stage was it had pressure prior to exploding. It wasn't a slow leak, so we see on the telemetry it's a sudden let go.
Yeah, so it's one of the bonuses of having the tyre pressure monitors in there now. You can actually see that kind of thing, which would have alarmed if there'd been a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there can be no doubt. You know, it wasn't a slow leak, so we'll just investigate. Not that there's going to be any evidence left to examine it. Obviously, when they explode, they all go.
That's a shocking bit of luck, bud.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Man, it let go big style. Look at the tyre. First time that we've run the softer rubber here at Pukekohe. And was there some debris as what happened? Why did it let go? Had pressure before the incident.
That'll be very, very difficult depending on just how much damage there is on that car, and tipping it's substantial, to turn that around overnight with limited spares here as well for the 200k race tomorrow. Here it is again in replay. Check it out.
Unbelievable. Here it is at real time. Nick Percat's just come through.
spooky thing about that is that it doesn't take a huge imagination to know that if you get the angles wrong there, you could be in way worse trouble.
Well, bitter rivals on track, you know, but we don't, bitter rivals on track, Tim, but we don't like seeing that kind of action happen. I mean, it has promoted, obviously, Davey into the lead after sort of Lownsy beat him off the start, but not the kind of stuff we want to see.
No, absolutely not. You don't like to wish that on anybody, you know. Those boys are going to have a big night tonight trying to fix that car. So, yeah, obviously disappointing for Craig, but, yeah, it's an opportunity for Dave.
And, again, it's a championship thing, you know, with Frosty sitting there at the moment back and forth. It obviously helps that out a little bit.
Oh, look, we all know there's a long way to go still. You know, we saw it at Bathurst with Chaz, obviously there with Craig. It's never over until it's over, so it's obviously unfortunate for Craig, but yeah, I'm sure he'll fight back tomorrow.
Good job.
Tim knows what it's like. You know, they went through the same trauma with, unfortunately, the incident at Bathurst for Chaz. A lot of damage, and
lights out, safety
fortunately
car
hurt the
accelerate away
driver.
from the field, car 55 to hold speed.
So they understand each other's pain. So you heard in the background there, the lights have been called out now for Lexus RCF safety car. That's the Craig Lowndes car on the flatbed truck. Red Bull will be very keen to have a look at that to see whether or not there's any rail damage and cross member and all of the other key components, and to hopefully make sure that none of the actual roll cage structure has any crimps in it.
Can they get that car repaired and back in action for the 200 Ks to come tomorrow? And the vital haul of championship points on offer to wrap up the ITM 500 Auckland. Lexus RCF safety car's gone. Reynolds controls the field here. Reynolds, let's not forget, was very close to Craig Lowndes, a close third in the championship standings. This could be good for David Reynolds as well, so wow. Unbelievable scenes here at Pukekohe affecting one of the championship contenders. Craig Lowndes is out of the game. A tyre issue took the race leader out. We're not sure why, what happened. It seemed to give him no warning at this point. David Reynolds, our pole sitter, gets on with the job as we resume racing here. 6 to go now. He leads from Whincup McLaughlin and our series leader, Mark Winterbottom.
Good restart, David Reynolds. Put a little bit of gap straight away into Jamie Whincup, who's got pressure on him at the moment. We're riding now with Scott McLaughlin in the third position. And there's the gap back to Mark Winterbottom.
Here comes Fabian Coulthard down the inside. Oh, he's arguing with Garth Tander here. Completes the mission. Tander looks the other way as they come through 5 and 6.
Ran that in diagonally to be able to make the pass, and here comes Van Gisbergen on the other HRT car. So a pass there on James Courtney moves Shane up into 5th, having qualified 13th. Great progress.
Awesome drive by the Techno racer, and it didn't, from the replay at the start, look like it was textbook perfect. So this is the update. Look at that. That's significant. If we finish the way we are now, Reynolds will move ahead of Lowndes to 2nd on the ladder. But it's only by 3 points. Red Bull Racing. Is that car repairable? Can they get the job done and get Lowndes back out for tomorrow's race?
Heimgartner was completely wide down at turn 1. I was worried that he was going to be able to tuck back in from out there. He got around just. He's in 18th at the moment as we go back to the lead. It's exactly 0.49 of a second between Reynolds and Whincup.
Is there something happening on the track there in the joint, or is it just a bit of the dirty stuff, the dirty line on the track? A couple of people seem to have hit something there. Murph?
Yeah, with CL, he's still got a smile on his face as he always does. Mate, I feel like I'm a bit of a curse almost, because I was speaking to RD, talking about what a great start, and you knew what you had to do. You had to get around the outside of Dave. You did that and was controlling.
Yeah, look, it's one of those things. We did push on pretty hard the first probably 3 or 4 laps. I was trying to get a gap, obviously, from Dave, but this is, like I came down the main straight, didn't feel a thing. All of a sudden, yeah, it just exploded. So I was trying to get the nose back and run it down the road if I could, but of course the Armco there was to, or the concrete fence was there to catch me. But look, hopefully there's not too much damage to the car. But look, I'm fine. It's just a matter of I'm a bit annoyed. Obviously, we're trying to break this hoodoo at this place, but
You are.
yeah, look, we had a ripper start. The car was feeling really good. We were, Chippy was doing really good jobs telling me what Dave was doing lap times. We were trying to match that, trying to look after that tyre. And of course, unfortunately, everyone saw the end result. But look, we'll get it back. We'll see what we can do and see what tomorrow brings.
There was a suggestion maybe that there could have been some bits and pieces on the ride, maybe some dirt or rocks or something. You didn't see anything?
I didn't see anything, but look, it's a little bit hard. I suppose a little bit of a shadow now on the backside of that.
It's getting a bit heated up there now, mate.
Well, I hope Jamie now does a bit of justice for me.
Mate, real bad luck. Sorry to see that happen.
No worries. Look, that's motor racing.
It certainly is.
At least he's physically all okay. He's got the trademark grin. And he lives to fight another day. Craig Lowndes, meantime, his teammates got a great battle going here with David Reynolds. Be in the back of their minds as well, particularly the front-running group who were witness to Craig gyrating down the road. David's got his hands full with this car at the moment. See it sliding there through 4.
Lines forward. Make sure you're happy with those bars.
Still got that margin peaked at 0.46 of a second between Reynolds and Whincup.
We'll clarify the championship points for you at the end of this one as well. We've got just over 2 laps to go in race 29 of the championship, but we believe the numbers, the gap will change because Lowndes will effectively be classified as a DNF, and at the moment I think they've still got him listed as a finisher, but we'll clarify that for you. Reynolds still leading the way by 0.2 here. David Cauchi encouraging Whincup, eyes forward, press on.
It's a very jagged edge on the exit of turn 11 there. And you can even see it with the onboard shot that we had up for you a moment ago. So drivers will be extra cautionary when it comes to dealing with that, as it is on the inside here at turn 4 or 3 as well. And someone else on the radio talking about having tyre problems as well. So I think that was Todd Kelly. Gap's 0.43 of a second. It's absolute knife edge. Pressure motor racing between these two.
Whincup's gone deep there at 5. He's close here to David Reynolds now, nearing the end of this race. Reynolds gets good drive through this section of the track. Whincup down the inside at 8. He makes the move and gets it done. They touch, the pair of them. Some contact.
Not done yet. David's got the inside run through 10, and that puts Jamie in a very awkward spot. Great bit of pressure motor racing between two champion drivers, and Reynolds holds his ground there. This allows McLaughlin to get into the game too.
Bring it home.
This is going to be a grandstand finish, and we've got some junk on the road there as well. That's through turn 1. So nice job there for Whincup to be able to get that pass done. And a really sturdy performance from Reynolds to absolutely hold his ground through the left-hander. Brake bias adjustment there for McLaughlin. He's right in this as well. Anybody blinks and this could change. It's Reynolds, Whincup, McLaughlin. We're on board with the Volvo. Have a go at David under brakes. He's got the back of the Falcon just squirming into the corner.
Awesome racing here at Pukekohe Park, and Reynolds has withstood the pressure. We thought Whincup may have had him. Here's McLaughlin having a look now, but not quite close enough in that Volvo out of turn 8 for the final time.
Jamie shadowed him, concentrated on the exit. He got a pretty good launch, but I don't think it's enough. And how's that for a tough response by Reynolds to fight back? He's going to hang on.
Might be leaving this squad at the end of the season, but he's not done with winning for them just yet. David Reynolds takes out race 29 of the championship. Cleans up the second sprint on Saturday here at Pookie.
Good finish.
Oh man, car was coming on. There's still a little bit, obviously traction is the drama, but it's not from the front bar, it was better, so good job.
Fantastic race and a fast finish by the Kiwi, Scott McLaughlin as well. There's your top 3 in this one.
Second victory of 2015 for David Reynolds. Comes at a very important time also. He's making a statement about his performance. He started from pole, and that exchange with Jamie Whincup, that was a classy bit of driving by both.
Awesome stuff. Chris O'Toole in the mix there from Pro Drive. From the Pepsi Max side of the garage, coming over to talk to the Bottle O crew. Mark Winterbottom, our series leader, top of the Drivers' Championship, finishes the race just off the podium in 4th position. And Shane Van Gisbergen, that's man of the match stuff. When you consider that he started from position 13, he has finished 5th in this race, the Kiwi. Super stuff. Courtney home 6th, then Slade, Pye, Coulthard and Garth Tander complete the top 10. Brilliant performance from David Reynolds. Nice recognition from rival teams in pit lane as he makes his return. What a race it was at Pukekohe with that incident for Craig Lowndes. That'll make headlines everywhere. Frightening moment for our Bathurst winner at turn 1. And we'll try and find out what happened with that tyre. Why did it let go? Why did Lowndes seemingly have no idea that it was going to happen? Terrific stuff for the Bottle O racer. And it's been a good day for Jamie Whincup and his side of the Red Bull Racing Australia garage as well. Took victory in the first one today. McLaughlin, quick on Friday. He watched his countryman Shane Van Gisbergen hit the podium in the earlier race today. It's his turn now in the Volvo. He did the shoey at Darwin, drank champagne from the race boot. Change of scene in 2016 for David Reynolds. That's a class piece of driving. A lot unfolded there. Got some pressure from Whincup toward the end of the race. The dramas for Craig Lowndes. Even from Reynolds' perspective, when that left rear tyre went, it looked frightening. Great stuff.
Congratulations, Dave Reynolds. Pole position, victory, sensational day.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good day so far. You know, pretty lucky in the last one because Lowndesy had an almighty moment. Like, oh my God, I nearly drilled him, he was having a huge shun, and I can't believe that. You know, he must have had a tyre let go. So, you know, I'm kind of lucky for that. And then the last couple of laps, I was having a good battle with J-Dub, and yeah, it was kind of cool.
And you've moved up a place in the championship. That's good news.
That's great. That's the objection of this weekend, I suppose, is beat Lowndes in the championship. But, you know, I feel bad for him. He had an unfortunate incident, so, you know, I hope it doesn't happen to us.
Enjoy that podium, Dave Reynolds. Jamie Whincup, you gave the crowd here a grandstand finish. You nearly had him at the end there, but it's been a near-perfect day for you.
Yeah, we're here to race. We're not here to circulate. David's doing a good job. Graphic, seeing Lowndesy spear off at high speed and belt the wall. I was a bit worried about him, but good to see he got out. But fortunately, the championship, as far as Red Bull Racing goes, isn't looking too flash after that. But car one's going well. Looking forward to tomorrow.
You're pretty fast here at Pukekohe Park, and at the moment you're leading the Jason Richards Memorial Trophy. I know that's important to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's huge. Big 70-lapper tomorrow, but no, that's a good thing. If I could finish the year off with something like that, that'd be awesome.
Enjoy the podium celebrations. Scott McLaughlin, we had the conversation on the grid. I know that it means a lot to you to be on the podium here at the home race.
Yeah, all the fans far out. This is awesome. I'll take that. It's I hope that I was standing up because I was almost standing up in the car. So I'm pretty happy. After the year we've had, to come back and get a podium is awesome. And at my home race, couldn't think of anything better.
Enjoy the celebrations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, Frosty's just doing a debrief straight away with Jason Gerald's button. Hey, mate, interesting race. Things change very fast in this championship, don't they?
Yeah, it does. You know, we need to qualify at the front so we can control our own thing. But, you know, what happens, obviously, Craig had a big moment then, which you don't want to see that. You want to race him, obviously, and he was doing a good job. So disappointed for those guys, obviously. But, yeah, we just tried to stay off all the curbs and stuff because it's notorious here. The curbs are quite bad for the tyres, and the soft tyre we've never run before. So you sort of multiply the issues you've had in the past by two. So, no, good to finish. Good to see Dave win and hold on. And he hustled Whincup there. It was good to watch.
Yeah, he did, and he's moved into second in the championship now. So the two of you, Pro Drive Racing Australia, 2 cars first and second. Lowndes 306 behind. Were you thinking about that tyre situation before you saw what happened? I mean, looking after that soft, as you say, you don't know anything about it here on the circuit, and for that to happen, and how did yours sort of hold out?
Yeah, mine were good. There's a few sharp curbs on different spots of the track, so you just got to be wary of it. I knew, even on hard tyre, to stay off them, and it may cost you a little bit of speed, but ultimately it gets you to the end. But he might have had a different drama. I'm not saying it was that for him, but it's tough. This place is it's a tough track. It looks easy on TV, it looks easy on paper, but it is a tough joint. So you just got to hang in there.
We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, cheers, stuff.
Anything can happen in this amazing championship. What a day. The Saturday at the ITM 500 Auckland. So David Reynolds is the 7th different winner from the last 7 races. It's his 2nd victory of the season, the 3rd of his career, and incidentally, the 6th podium of the year for Reynolds, and his 3rd in the last 4 races. Scott McLaughlin, 6th straight top 10 result at Pukekohe, his 4th podium here, and well done to Jamie Whincup, who leads at the moment, as Rihanna said there, the points tally for the Jason Richards Memorial Trophy. Cam Waters in the end finishes just outside the top 10. Andre Heimgartner for Super Black Racing in 18th, and Lowndes, unfortunately, is listed as a DNF after this frightening incident at Pukekohe. Why? What happened? That's the critical thing, and we'll try and find out for you. Time for the podium. Here's Chad Nailon.
It's time for the race 29 podium here at the ITM 500 Auckland. In first place for the Bottle Racing team, David Reynolds. In second place for Red Bull Racing Australia, Jamie Whincup. And in third place for Wilson Security Racing GRM, Scott McLaughlin. Representing the Castrol Edge winning team, Brad Wischusen, the Bottle Racing team. With the 3rd place trophy, it's Glenn Buxton, the National Business Manager of Armour All. The 2nd place trophy comes from Craig Franklin, Sales Manager of Southern Lakes ITM. With the Castrol Edge winning team trophy, it's Alan McCormick, the Managing Director of Helmac ITM. And with our first place trophy, it's Brett O'Reilly, Chief Executive Officer of Auckland Tourism Events and Economic Development. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2015 ITM 500 Auckland Race 29 podium.
Awesome stuff for David Reynolds to enjoy the 3rd V8 Supercar victory of his career. He's had 2 this season. Of course, it adds to the very special one he enjoyed, his breakthrough one there at the Gold Coast with Dean Canto, where they were mucking around with pot plants years ago. But what a race it was. So here's the highlights of race 29 of the championship, and a lot went on in this one that may affect the final outcome of the championship. Demon start from 2nd place by Craig Lowndes, and he was not prepared to let the pole sitter David Reynolds try and wrestle it back from him. Lowndes assumed the top spot. That was pivotal in the championship. Nick Percat had a moment, ran wide. It came to the attention of the officials who asked him to redress. They were not happy about it. And Barry Hay, very frustrated there with the ultimate decision that saw him sent to pit lane for a drive-through. Van Gisbergen, what a star. From 13th, he finishes 5th in this race, and that's important for his position in the championship as well. He's moved 1 spot ahead of Fabian Coulthard on the ladder. David Reynolds closed up for a time there on Craig Lowndes, and then as the race continued to unfold, this frightening moment. It exploded the left rear tyre. We don't as yet know why. Lowndes was a passenger, and it clouts the wall. The question mark now, as he fights, he's dropped to 3rd in the championship. Can Red Bull Racing Australia repair that car and get him back in action here in New Zealand tomorrow for the 200-kilometre race to come. Did everything. Looked scary from even David Reynolds' perspective. Lowndes did everything to try and arrest that speed and pull that car up. When we resumed, Reynolds was the man at the front of the field. Whincup set about chipping away, closing down those tenths. He had a dive down the inside of car number 55, and for a second, it seemed as though the Red Bull racer moved in front. They didn't need to worry at the Bottle Racing team because Reynolds showed pure class and against the champion fought back, took that place back at the very next corner. He went on to take victory, the third of his career, second of the season. Great work by the Bottle team. Whincup home in second position and the Volvo driver, McLaughlin third.